Hello and welcome back to how to change a tub shower into a walk-in shower. I'm How To Bob, and we've got a lot of tiling to do today, so we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to try to get the tile to go all the way to the ceiling today, so we're going to start working on the longest part of the wall and cut off some pieces to get it started. Show you how the cutting looks with the diamond tile saw here. So we just cut off the half pieces, and those will go against the wall, as you can see right here. So I've got my wall all mortared up. Just put my tile in and press it into the mortar again, and the row previous to this has already been set up and it's dry, so I can use that to kind of set the tile on. So I'll use my 1/8 inch spacers, and I'll put those in between each tile. And now I'm going to start working on my niche here. I've got the bottom row in, and you see I got to line up the bullnose tiles to the tiles around it, and I got to do that on the sides as well. So I'll take my bullnose tile and set it where it's going to go, and you can see I want the edge of the bullnose to be even with the tile right here. And once I get everything all cut and ready to go, I can butter up my tiles on the back and then put those all around the edge of the niche here. And then I'll take a loose tile here and I'll just set it on the wall where it's going to eventually go, and kind of line it up and make sure that it's nice and smooth and even. Get rid of the excess mortar in the way and just start stacking more on top of that. And I'll put a spacer in between for my grout line, and I'll have to measure it once again with a tile on the wall here. Make sure everything's nice and even. To get the bullnose tiles on the edge, I'm going to go ahead and run some mortar down. There's a little divot in there, so I'll fill that in with a little extra mortar. A little excess doesn't hurt there. That'll make my wall real smooth when I come back and put the tile on the wall. So I'll just run a little mortar in there. And you can see I'm working around the niche on my way up, and I'm working inside the niche at the same time. I've got a lot of stuff going on around here, and I'm going to start putting the accent in the back of the niche. Now that's going to match the floor, so it's going to be the rock here, and I've got it set up with 4 parts, and I've got them cut to fit behind. You can see 1, 2, 3, and 4. I've got them marked. So I'm going to start with number 4, and it's going to fit in the lower right, just the way I had it laid out on the floor. And same as before, I just take it and press it into the mortar that I already have on the wall. And you can see that I've got all the wall tile up around the niche now. So come back in with number 3 here and press that in. It fits in there real good. I think I'll go with number 1 next, and that fits in pretty good. Press it in nice and tight into the mortar. And there's a little bit of mortar that comes oozing out in between some of these rocks. I'll have to come back in and clean that out before I put my grout in. So I've got that all in there now, and I've got it all the tile in up to the ceiling, so I have to cut a row of small tiles that'll go all the way around the ceiling, and I want to put spacers in, and then I'll pull the tiles down and I'll caulk around the ceiling where the tile meets the ceiling. What I usually do is run my mortar, and I'll put a bunch of cut tiles in, just put them in there, and once I get a few of them set, I'll come back with my spacers and put those spacers in to make sure that the visible line is nice and straight. So I'll go through and do all those. Now we got to go back down to the floor and finish some of the floor, the rest of the floor that is. So I'm around the door frame here, and I've got this one cut, and I've got my frame cut already, so I'm going to slide this one in underneath the frame, and it'll give it a appearance that the tile goes all the way down on the floor. And I tap that into my mortar and put my spacers in. And I'm going to continue around the rest of the bathroom floor, and over by the toilet I'm going to cut a little square around here. Now a square is fine around the toilet because the toilet will cover that little area there. So I'm going to finish out tiling the rest of the floor, and I'll be done for today. Check back again for part 8 of how to change a tub shower to a walk-in shower. I'm How To Bob. Thanks for watching.